What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steven's Nerd Corner. You saw the thumbnail. We're back again for issue 2, man. Youngblood number 2 versus Youngblood number 2, man. Let's get into it. So one of the reasons why I wanted to compare, Youngblood versus Youngblood is because Rob, if you follow him around, you listen to the pod, he's been very adamant. He doesn't have a lot of time left in the comic game. He's saying he's probably going to, he'll reevaluate in 4 years, or he's most likely going to retire in 4 years. So this could potentially be his last work, he might do one last big run on Youngblood and that's it. So I figured, why not tap in, compare, see him when he was arguably at his peak versus now, and he's still pretty, I think, popular, or arguably more popular. If you follow him on socials, he's popping on socials. So it's just fun to do that and just compare. I know it's not a reboot or anything like that. This is volume 5 or whatever it is. This is still all, in that same universe, same continuity, I guess, right? So I recorded this whole video and then my mic was off. So, that's awesome. But either way, let's get into it, man. As always, we'll get into the OG first. I read the original first, Youngblood number 2. Dope issue, man. Dope issue. Art again. I think Rob stepped up here compared to issue 1. Issue 1 looked good, but I think this, issue 2 looks better than issue 1, in my opinion. I think the art was really stepped up here. I think everything was just insane. The characters popped, the setting, when they used their powers, all the pages and panels in here were crazy. Just all just off the wall. It was great to look at. And this one, I noticed he didn't have a scripter, which I liked. So it's all Rob. The dialogue was good, wasn't bad. And then you get it kind of devolves into everyone yelling at each other sometimes. Not Rob specifically, but certain writers. But his writing here was pretty good. One thing I'll say, it was a bit of a hindrance for me. There's not a lot of Youngblood focus in this issue. They're in a couple pages, but we mostly get a focus on the Berserkers and stuff, and John Prophet, which John Prophet actually really did like. His whole backstory, even though he's kind of a Cap clone, he's 80 years old, he's been frozen for a little bit in cryogenic stasis, and all that. Like I said, it was still a good issue. The Berserkers were cool. They're definitely a little, inspired by some other guys. But they were cool. I didn't think they were as interesting as the Youngblood team. Like I said, I think in that original video, I really think Rob struck gold with that original Youngblood design. A Chapel, dope as hell. Badrock looks dope as hell. Shaft looks dope as hell. Die Hard, dope as hell. Vogue, dope as hell. Like that, he literally, I think those are dope designs. So they're always gonna look cool to me. Just off their looks, I think everyone is just going to be a little bit more invested, in my opinion. So that was just my thing. A little less Youngblood focus on this one. So I was a little, but like I said, Berserkers were cool, but they're definitely not the Youngblood. So there was that. But John Prophet, his whole backstory was pretty interesting. See him get into action was pretty dope. I really liked his fight. And it was really cool. I will say one thing also. They did a great job of setting up issue 3 on this one, so I'm really excited. I think I might read issue 3, which I already have, because issue 1, it set up issue 2, but I wasn't really fiending to read it. But with issue 2 to 3 now, I'm really excited to read 3. I'm probably gonna read it tonight, you know what I'm saying? So I think it did a great job of setting up the next issue, and we'll see what happens there. But overall, like I said, man, good issue. Probably a little bit weaker than the first issue just because of the lack of Youngblood focus, in my opinion. Like I said, Youngblood is dope. That team itself, it's a dope team. Alright, now let's get into Youngblood number 2. A really dope issue, man. I loved it. One thing that I really liked about it was the breakneck speed. The pacing on this one was go, go, go the whole time, which I loved. That's kind of what I wanted. So that was really dope to see, just moving real fast. Light spoilers if you haven't read it. Supreme, obviously, if you read issue 1, he shows up, so we get the Supreme versus Xerxes battle, which was dope. Supreme is dope, definitely Superman inspired. There's I guess he's got a Supreme team with him. I don't know if that's their name or anything like that. Yeah, one of them, the girl there, is his cousin, so that was pretty funny. I was like, oh, I know a super guy with his cousin who's a super girl, I guess, right? So that was funny to see. But again, the fight was really dope. You know, again, Rob is doing everything here: pencils, writing, inks. Well, I think he's inks, right? I mean, he's definitely doing pencils and all that. So it's tremendous to see, man. Honestly, you know, at this age, he's still crushing it. And I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I think this is some of his best artwork. Like, I really love it. You know, I don't know if I said this earlier or not, but you know, his faces can get a little, well, they used to get a little samey. You know, I noticed that in Youngblood too. Like, everyone kind of has a strong jaw, like this that face. You know, it's a little bit samey. But now, you know, everyone has their own defined face. He's able to change it up here, and everyone looks different. You know, everyone's their own character. So you know, I think he's really leveled up as an artist. I know that's one thing everyone likes to say. Oh, he's, you know, his art never improved. You know, there's a lot of myths and stuff about Rob. You know, that's also part of the reason why I wanted to compare books. You know, to show that, you know, a lot of stuff isn't true about him. You know, me personally, I'm a big fan. You know, yeah, I think everything he's improved on. So that's just me. But again, issue two was tremendous, and they set so much stuff up. Like I said, we're going a million, not a million, but we're going 100 miles per hour. You know, we moved from this fight to the fight with Die Hard at Vandal, dope as hell. Y'all know Die Hard is my guy. Die Hard is super dope. You know, love his design. Die Hard is just dope. So we see his whole fight. You know, we find out what's going on with Bad Rock. Set up a whole nother thing. We meet a whole nother team. Oh man, it was just awesome, man. They set so much up. Again, kind of like the previous issue 2. I'm super hyped for issue 3, man. I cannot wait for issue 3 to come out. I'm really excited to read it. But man, it's crazy. Like I said, Rob has been killing it, man. Like I said, everything looks good. I really like the art. The colors look crazy in here, and like they just pop. They're so vibrant. Like, I love the way it looks, man. Like, everything about it. Like, even the paper quality, dude. Like, the paper quality of this book, there's not that many up there that have this good paper quality. I'd argue, what, maybe Rook, you know, the Ghost Machine. So Rook, Spawn, and that's really it. You know, like, this paper quality is crazy. I love it. You know, everything about this is just, it's a quality book, man. There's no other way to put it. Youngblood is quality. But yeah, guys, that's definitely gonna do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed, man. Youngblood 2 versus Youngblood 2. You know, I've been loving it, man. Been a fun series. Y'all know I'm a big, you know, Image history nerd. So any of the Image guys, you know, anything they do, I want to tap into. I want to, you know, just see what they got going on. You know, I got Darkness. I'd probably do some videos about that later. But yeah, man, really enjoying Youngblood. You know, like I said, big fan of Rob. You know, just dope work. And it's just been a dope book, man. We'll definitely be back for issue 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I said, I'm doing the whole original Youngblood run at least, so that's 10 issues. So that'll be fun to do, man. Like I said, it's been a lot of fun, and you know, I hope we can continue, man. I appreciate the love and support, and yeah, peace.